Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, voice you know it, the news you trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dale Minyo. It's 67 degrees out in the early morning. We're still at 99% humidity, so the atmosphere's wet. We did with a total of 0.12 of an inch of rain in yesterday. Not much, but some places didn't get that, so we'll just have to continue to deal with it. State Fair looks like a full set of shows from rabbits and turkeys, then the hogs, then the beef cattle on Saturday, and we'll wrap up with the Sale of Champions on Sunday. So hope you'll get the chance to get out and visit a local fair near you or meet us at the Ohio State Fair. Thursday's midday, we'll be at the Ohio State Fair at the Hog Show, courtesy of Kalmbach Feeds. It is a two-day show. The final drive will be on Friday. As we check out other notes, yesterday made the trip over to Cargill and Sydney for the first stop of the Ohio Soybean Association Hometown Tour. Nice program, great guests, and boy, what a facility to talk about for Western Ohio. How Hill will continue to serve farmer needs and the dump capabilities and things with expansion that happened a couple years ago makes it a much more timely effort there. So good to see that update and good to see so many turn out for that Ohio Soybean Association project. As we look to other notes, a sample of wheat and vegetable growers across Ohio will soon be contacted by the USDA's NASS Great Lakes region to participate in a set of surveys focusing on nutrient and fertilizer use, pesticide applications, and pest management practices. Conducted annually in the fall, Phase 2 of the Agriculture Resource Management Study is USDA's primary source of information on production practices for select field crops. This year, ARMS focuses on wheat production. Additionally, NASS will be administering the Vegetable Chemical Use Survey, a study conducted every 2 years focusing on farm operators' use of chemicals on selected vegetable crops. NASS will conduct interviews with approximately 150 wheat producers and 550 vegetable growers in Ohio. They will be asked to provide information on their fertilizer, nutrient, and pesticide applications, as well as their pest management and spray practices for wheat and pumpkins this year. The importance of the survey cannot be understated, according to Ben Torrance. All sectors of the agriculture industry, producers, buyers, suppliers, policymakers, and others rely on vegetable chemical use data to make good, sound business decisions. Meanwhile, virtually every federal program and policy is based on ARMS data. Torrance assures survey participants that the confidentiality of their responses is protected by law. NASS strictly safeguards the privacy of all respondents and publishes only aggregated state and national data, ensuring that no individual producer or operation can be identified, he said. Today's weather brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
We've got shower and thunderstorm action still in our forecast. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin with that Ohio Ag Weather Update. Here's what's going on. Admittedly, the first couple of days of the week, it's only been spotty in terms of precipitation. I think your Wednesday is going to turn out mostly the same way, at least as we get started here. Moisture is setting up a little bit farther to our west. However, as we move through the overnight tonight and into tomorrow, I do think we see good rounds of showers and thunderstorms coming together. Garden variety, nothing strong to severe right now. And then moving through tomorrow night and Friday, once again, another round of moisture coming through. And then Friday night, Saturday, one final round of precipitation. So I still think we have a shot at 1/2 to 1.5 inch rainfall totals still remaining over Ohio through the end of the weekend. Well, actually through the end of Saturday. Sunday, we start to see cooler air and drier air work in. Maybe not so much on the cooler side, but slightly less humid air. Moving into next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think we put together 3 back-to-back-to-back mostly dry days. We won't rule out the odd shower, particularly Monday overnight into early Tuesday, but nothing super organized. And then late in the week, a frontal boundary sags through that will drop temperatures and humidity levels significantly. Right now, not showing a lot of moisture associated with that. Moisture may wait until we get into the weekend of the 10th and 11th. That's the way your forecast is stacking up. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. Joining me is Brian Reithman, Senior Financial Officer at Farm Credit. He lives in Shelby County, and I caught up with him at the Cargill Hometown Tour for the Ohio Soybean Association. You were on the program, and it says that you were going to talk about the state of the economy. What did you feel was the message at the time for producers in that meeting?
It's tough. That's the general feel right now for most producers. I don't think that should be a surprise to anyone. Cattle guys are doing pretty well, but there's also some stresses there. We're hearing, very, very positive net returns on some of the older groups that are, coming to market right now. However, there's a lot of stress coming in because they're replacing them with $700, $800, $900 3-day-old calves. So there's a lot more money out there. Sure, there's still some potential out there for, marketed cattle, priced cattle. But most people don't market 100%. We're talking 50, 2/3% maybe, 2/3 of the whole group coming through. So it does still leave a lot open for a potential downfall.
And when you start spreading that out across all commodities, there's a lot of considering to do. Are farmers being willing to do a better job of knowing what their actual expenses per unit is and trying to capitalize on that, or is that still a difficult challenge?
Most producers will still be able to tell you pretty close to break even. I do think some people just threw their hands up and said, we're going to do the best job we can do. We know we're going to lose money, but, better times will come. The farmer, the eternal optimist. So, yeah, I do believe they know their break evens. We, if they don't know them, we can kind of help them out. Typically taking 3-year crop averages and kind of, using those as future potential crop. So yeah, we like to do averages up there at Farm Credit. We like to do 3, 4. Try to take the typical approach to it instead of saying, hey, this is what we're at this year. We really got to kind of blend these years together to really look at it and say, here's where the true profitability lies. Yeah, this year is going to be tough, but we also just came off of 2 really strong net years. So most farmers have built up their balance sheets. Their earnings are, coming off of a really, 2 really strong years. So, they just got to, make the right decisions, cover your losses, get the right insurances in place. And we've fought through these bad years before. We'll fight through them again.
And thank you, Brian Reithman, Farm Credit Mid-America, and he makes his home in Shelby County. Stay tuned, back with more after this.
Hey, Ohio! Don't miss the Ohio State Fair July 24th through August 4th.
With fair favorites like the Butter Cow sculpture, livestock animals,
Endless shopping,
delicious fair food,
free live music, thrilling rides and games,
competitions, and so much more.
Enjoy all that the Ohio State Fair has to offer now through Sunday, August 4th.
Tickets on sale at the gate or at ohiostatefair.com.
Did you know soybeans' #1 customer is animal agriculture? That includes Ohio's poultry farms. High-protein soy meal keeps poultry farms thriving. Nationally, Ohio ranks 2nd for egg production and 9th for turkey farming. Plus, Ohio produces 526 million pounds of chicken annually. Now that's a lot of birds, and that's a lot of soybeans. Soybeans, feeding the industry that feeds us. Brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Checkoff.
As the U.S. corn crop progresses with pollination into the various filling stages, yield forecasts are starting to get posted. One of those forecasts is the hybrid maize yield model run by the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, suggesting most yield numbers will be in the average to above average range. Corn, most of it being the monitoring sites, is above average, and it looks like some of the exceptions would be western Nebraska, central, southern Kansas. The UNL forecast is based on corn growing weather and conditions through Tuesday, July 23rd, and the hybrid maize yield model forecast is based on collaboration with crop scientist input from the University of Lincoln, Nebraska, the University of Minnesota, Iowa State, University of Missouri, Kansas University, Michigan State, The Ohio State University, Purdue University. A summary on the July 23rd forecast was posted on the UNL Crop Watch website. Total of 43 sites monitored in the yield forecast. The yield projection articles noted the corn at the monitoring sites is generally in the reproductive phase. Time now for the Louis Dreyfus Grain Analysis, brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff. Here's Ryan Martin.
Grain markets finished out your Tuesday in the red. We are definitely lower this week so far. Yesterday's activity had corn down 6 to 7.5, beans down 16 to 27. The August really shedding as we get into this first notice day event here. Soybean meal was weaker, oil mixed. Wheat markets all were lower yesterday. That was the main difference between Monday and yesterday. Wheat was a follower of the soybean and corn markets yesterday. Livestock markets to put together a decent run late, at least on live cattle. Feeders did move higher, hogs did not. Moving into the grain reasonings here, soybean prices trying to find improved export demand out of China. Yesterday we talked about maybe a few rumors, but mostly we're seeing Chinese purchases come out of Argentina. Crush margins are very highly profitable at $1.80 a bushel. The oil share contribution to margin sliding back just a little bit to about 39%. The EIA will be out on Thursday with their May feedstock production estimate, which is always followed closely by the industry. Soybean oil should gain relative to soy meal heading into this weekend, as cash soy oil values are trading at about 2 to 4 cents a pound discount relative to imported used cooking oil. Keep that in mind. You're going to hear about UCO a lot in the days, weeks, and months ahead as that continues to kind of disrupt the oil share in the marketplace. Once again, USDA did not announce any daily sales of corn, beans, or wheat or soy products yesterday. Export season is upon us, and traders are watching very closely to gauge future U.S. export purchases. Brokers estimate that managed money sold 6,900 contracts of wheat yesterday, 6,700 contracts of beans, 1,900 contracts of corn. As we take a look at other news out there, September corn scored a new contract low. Chicago wheat held Monday's contract low. I'm Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. Joining me on behalf of DeKalb Corn is Rod Stevenson, Bayer Crop Science Technology Development Rep, to share Bayer research to combat top diseases, including tar spot.
Bayer's research teams are working to better meet the agronomic needs of our customers. We are proud that our R&D pipeline investments leads the seed and crop protection industry by a 2-to-1 margin. The focus is breeding new products with enhanced genetic tolerance and developing innovative new crop protection products.
What progress is being experienced?
Our breeders are identifying new genetic combinations with tolerance to tar spot and other diseases by using precision breeding strategies. We expect the capabilities to reduce one breeding cycle from 6 years to 4 months. In recent advancements, we recreated tar spot in test plots to help develop our new corn products with improved tolerance.
Thanks, Rod. To learn more, visit DeKalb.com. Always read and follow IRM where applicable, grain marketing, and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
It's time to cut costs. Your Meristem dealer has the keys. Unlock the NPK you already own with new, improved Excavator AMS powered by microbialized technology. Excavator AMS is the first and only all-in-one nutrient release and residue breakdown product with built-in nitrogen, surfactants, and water conditioner. Take cost out of your fertilizer and adjuvant spend now. Unlock nutrition faster with Excavator AMS. Learn more and find a dealer at meristemag.com. Always more bushels for less.
Today's market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Overnight, September corn up a half at 3.89 1/4 cents. December up 1/4 cent at 4.05 1/4. The August beans are up 20 cents to 10.47 1/4 cents. November up 7 1/4, make it 7 now at 10.28 1/4 cents. September wheat down 4 at $5.20. Next July new crop down 3 3/4 at $5.82. August cattle, $187.70, up 72. October, $187.45, up 65 cents. August lean hogs, $91.20, down 27. The October, down a nickel at 74.77. Feeder cattle for September, $256.95, up 87. And September Class 3 milk, $21.71, unchanged. Congratulations to Ronald McDonald House receiving more than $220,000 from the Dean's Charity Steer Show at the Ohio State Fair yesterday, thanks to all those who made this event possible. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dale Minyo. This is the Ohio AgNet.